People from all over the world flock to San Diego for our beaches. But they're not just a tourist attraction. They play an integral role in those of us who live here in San Diego. Over the next half hour, we're going to take a closer look at that role and the role that we play in our oceans. It's all coming up in this special edition of Earth 8.
We can make storms, we can make sea ice, we can grow organisms in the ocean.
Causes of reef degradation are man-made, so why shouldn't the solutions be man-made as well?
Life preservation is a little bit more important, and I take the side of danger.
San Diego Blue starts right now. Hi everyone, and thanks for watching CBS 8. I'm meteorologist Evan Nurani, and we're at La Jolla Cove right now. It's a place where an average of 7 million people come to enjoy pristine water and diverse marine life each year. But a new study out of UC Santa Barbara is shedding light on the impact that humans are having on our ocean. I talked with the researcher behind the study about its findings and what we can do to reverse course to preserve places that we love the most, like right here. It's widely accepted among scientists that humans are contributing to a significant change in our oceans. But a new study out of UC Santa Barbara is finding that the change could more than double by the year 2050. Dr. Ben Halpern led the research.
I guess if you are only on the surface of the water and never popping your head under, you may not realize that there are a lot fewer fish and the habitats are not doing as well because of the impact we're putting on them. But all you have to do is pop your head underwater and you'll see things are different. And they will start to be really different in a lot of places by 2050, by mid-century.
The study dives into the combined pressure of things like ocean warming, overfishing, sea level rise, and acidification. It finds that cumulatively, humans are responsible for an alarming loss in biomass in the natural world that will only compound.
The speed at which we are accelerating to much heavier, bigger impacts on the oceans, mid-century sounds like a long ways away, but it's only 25 years away. And so I think that was what was really, really surprising to me, is how quickly we're going to get to these much higher impacts if we're not careful.
But Halpern says that's not a reason to give up. In fact, he views these models that can essentially see into the future as a powerful planning tool.
So that's the real power of the work we've done, is you get the bigger picture, but then you can pull the pieces apart and really understand what are the main drivers, the causes of that change. And then that's the kind of information that the public, policymakers, businesses, the resource managers can use to hopefully mitigate some of those issues and pressures and make things better in the future.
And while a huge component of that change would need to be policy related, there's still a change that can be made by each individual too.
In a way that's sort of analogous to the research I'm doing, the cumulative effect of all the people individually doing stuff can actually make a huge difference.
The emphasis being that this talk of our future ocean conditions should be used more as a sobering warning than a prescription.
It's a very empowering result in a lot of ways. It's a hopeful result that we can make a difference if we take action.
Welcome back, everyone. Our oceans play a huge role in the forecast, and with the right tools can even help us see into the future. One of the most advanced ocean atmosphere simulators in the world, a giant tank with wind tunnels and wave machines, is right here in our backyard. CBS 8 meteorologist Vanessa Paz introduces us to SOARS, a groundbreaking machine that researchers hope could answer crucial questions about our planet and even our health.
Just steps from the waves at UCSD's Scripps Institution of Oceanography stands a decades-old redwood structure where groundbreaking research is replicating ocean conditions just outside.
So this is where all the magic happens, right?
This is the operations room. This is where we control all the various bits of instrumentation that make up SOARS.
Grant Dean, a research oceanographer at Scripps, has spent 25 years studying seafoam. His research focused on its role in reflecting light into space and producing sea spray aerosols.
It also creates these tiny little droplets called sea spray aerosol. And those tiny particles go up into the atmosphere, and they change the way clouds are formed.
SOAR's, a massive 36,000-gallon tank, provides a close-up view of these processes, something he said satellites simply cannot do. It's also helped researchers study the lasting effects of rising carbon dioxide levels.
And we know that it cycles over a year, but it's steadily going up. That carbon dioxide acidifies the ocean. It makes it slightly more acidic. What is that carbon dioxide going to do to the biology? What's it going to do to the ocean? And what's it going to do to the weather?
With 120 feet of space and a $4 million price tag, SOARS is the only instrument that can simulate ocean conditions from the polar to the tropics.
We can make storms, we can make sea ice, we can grow organisms in the ocean.
SOARS has 4 climate modes, including polar, wind wave, aerosol, and biological, helping scientists better understand the ocean atmosphere boundary, the thin region where ocean meets air.
And you can see with the hurricane force conditions, this population, you were noting it really builds up.
Scientists from all over the world book time to use it, testing everything from sea ice to autonomous gliders.
People come in from Poland, they want to make sea ice, they come in for a week or two.
Coastal engineers have also used SOARS to model hurricanes, helping design a concept for a larger simulator to test entire buildings.
It turns out that there are things you can do to buildings, simple things you can do to buildings, to make them resistant to the forces of the winds and the waves.
Dean says understanding these ocean atmosphere interactions has far-reaching implications.
And how does SOARS help the next generation of scientists?
Well, we are unraveling the secrets of this boundary. How important is biology? How does biology impact human health in the oceans and the coastline? What happens in storms? Can we understand and predict better hurricanes? These are the kinds of questions that we're addressing with this machine. We need to know for them what is happening today that's going to influence them 20 years from now, because it's all connected.
Welcome back, everyone. Walking along the coastline, it might not be quite as noticeable, but inside of the tide pools, like the one behind me, lives entire ecosystems. Small fish, crabs, sea anemones, all of them live in harmony. But one of the close relatives could be under threat. We're talking about coral. But scientists at UC San Diego say that they think they may have created a scent that coral finds irresistible, and it could hold the key to rebuilding the reefs around the world. CBS 8's Vanessa Paz jumps into the deep end with more on the surprising research.
So these are the tanks.
Inside a small and temperature-controlled room at UCSD's Scripps Institution of Oceanography,
We are increasing the temperature in these tanks.
associate researcher Daniel and his team start their day tending to an unusual nursery.
They feed on little tiny particles.
Tanks filled with baby coral.
It's our approach to enhance the growth.
These corals are part of a series of experiments aimed at reviving reefs threatened by warming oceans,
Are they looking good?
pollution, and disease, the main drivers of coral bleaching.
Bleaching is basically a stress response. When coral gets sick, essentially, it loses the main compartment that produces energy. So you can imagine like an engine. And so these are tiny microscopic algae that live inside the animal. And primarily when it gets too hot, those algae are expelled from the tissue. And so then that makes the coral weak and can lead to death.
Now, Daniel and his team have a new tool.
This liquid, especially because when you shine light on it, becomes jelly.
SnapX, a scented gel that can be painted or sprayed onto damaged reefs or even 3D printed attachments like this one, made in their lab.
We try to create an environment that the baby coral likes.
Coral larvae are picky where they settle. They look for chemical cues from healthy reefs. SnapX uses natural chemicals from crustous coralline algae to mimic those cues.
On a degraded reef or an artificial reef, you don't have these chemical signals, or you have less of those, right? You might have signals that come from competitive algae that actually deters the coral larvae from settling. So you get an individual animal from the entire colony.
In lab and field tests, coral treated with SnapX attracted 20 times more larvae than untreated surfaces. It works immediately and lasts up to a month.
We've studied the main reef-building corals in Hawaii and showed that these scents work for this coral, but we have more work to do.
Daniel and his team also developed Coral Guard
to enhance the survivorship of the recruits.
It's a protective coating that blocks harmful competitors from growing over new coral. And they've created a new particle that could reduce coral bleaching by lowering toxic stress chemicals inside the coral. And the best part, all of it, including SnapX, is made with natural biomaterials, essentially taking from nature to give back to nature.
The causes of reef degradation are man-made, so why shouldn't the solutions be man-made as well? For anyone that has been diving on a reef, you know the beauty. There's a high aesthetic value. Coral reefs are hotspots of biodiversity. About 1/4 of all marine life of biodiversity is hosted in coral reefs. At the same time, they are also a powerhouse in terms of the ecosystem goods and services they provide.
Over the last half hour, we've shown you just how interconnected we are with our oceans, what we're doing to protect them, and why so many people come out to enjoy them. If you'd like to learn more about how San Diegans are making a difference and how you can get involved to protect our oceans, head over to CBS8.com to watch more Earth 8 stories. I'm Evan Nurani. Thanks for watching this Earth 8 special, San Diego Blue.